An Earthship is a 100% self-sufficient, off-the-grid, autonomous house. What that means is that this home does not depend on any outside energy sources, doesn't depend on fossil fuels, the grid. It is independent of all of the things that conventional homes are 100% dependent on. The Earthship is being built by 30 Academy students. It's an 8-week program, and it's designed to actually see it from dirt to doorknob. So everybody knows everything from pounding tires to finished mud adobe plaster work. To this tire right here all the way around, you're gonna do a porcupine little barn beam out of bottles. And that'll extend up another 10 or 12 inches here to retain a little bit more earth from, spilling over once we get the final burial groomed out, okay? Earthships are heavily insulated on the roof, so we don't lose any heat loss out the roof. So even in Canada, your Earth's constant temperature underneath your frost line is still 58 degrees. So when you excavate and you build the home in and of the Earth's temperature is feeding the bottom of the house 58 degrees, plus the tires, plus the berm. That's the Earth's temperature, that's the constant temperature. Solar gain bumps it up 12 degrees at 70 degrees. Then you can pull your shades down. And so we use a rigid, this is the actual thickness of what's on top of everywhere on top of the building. Now, on the very north end of the build, at the bottom of the berm, are huge culverts. They're cooling tubes. So cool air, warm air today, is pulled down into those 30-foot tubes. They're 10 inches wide, drawing air through the tube, through convection air draw, through the home, and up through this skylight. So all the heat that's building up inside of the greenhouse or high in the ceiling, that cool air is drawing through those cooling tubes under 30 feet of earth at that nice cool temperature, coming through the home, creating a natural air conditioning system. There's no fossil fuels being used, there's no fans. Because the skylight is elevated and the cooling tubes are lower, it's a natural air current. So Mother Nature, once again, is providing a free, beautiful air conditioning climate for us.
Roberta?
All right, so what the ladies are working on right now is we're closing up our wall between our bedroom and our bathroom. And what we've done, for the most part, is just a can wall. And you can see it right here. So the way this wall is put together is it's a way of recycling unwanted cans. And the strength is not the can themselves. It's in the matrix around it. So there's no structural integrity in the can. All it is it's a spacer. It's cutting down about 50% of the amount of material that you would actually use. So now on top, we're gonna do some kind of artistic bottle brick. And so I've got the girls making the bottle bricks. They cut the bricks, they've cleaned them, they've put them together. They've done everything from scratch, essentially. So it'll be a beautiful finished detail around it. It just adds a little bit more of an artistic characteristic to the home, and by enhancing the recycled materials that we have built the entire building on. So we're kind of highlighting and featuring those. I think the misconceptions that we have is that solar electricity doesn't produce enough power to run the appliances that we're accustomed to. I think another issue is building out of tires. People are worried about, well, don't they off gas? Aren't they petroleum? They're a petroleum product. Of course they're a petroleum product. Once they're rammed with earth and they're completely entombed, there's no more off gassing. You're talking about a building block that weighs 300 pounds when it's pounded, and it's pliable. It's steel belted radial. It's the best building block we could have ever even invented. And it just happens to be a byproduct all over the world. And instead of them going into landfills and leaching carcinogens into our water system or catching on fire and carbon loading our atmosphere, we're building them into the building. So people can take a tire, a sledgehammer and a shovel and a level and start building their home like right now, out of pocket. empowering themselves to, you know, have no mortgages, have no utility bills. So whether you're Canadian or American or wherever you're from, when you start building a building like this of recycled materials, it becomes like a disease. You know, it overwhelms you. It's a phenomenal experience. And now that I'm building these all over the world, it's inspired me to continue on this path to educate everybody around the world to get out of the current system and feeding, you know, something that's finite and diminishing very aggressively, and get out there and do something for yourself that will take care of you and your family.
Yeah, that's right.